Today I'm going to tell you guys a story about how my best friend nearly died from complete ignorance and stupidity. But first we need to set the scene. So this was my best friend from childhood. I mean, there is no better friend that I've ever had. Logan and I go way back. I first moved to Lincoln, Nebraska the summer in between 3rd and 4th grade. And when I first moved there, I knew nobody. Oh, be the number. Go in. Okay. I'll take that. It was the summer in between 3rd and 4th grade. That summer, I moved in right across the street from his house. And at that point, it was destiny for us to become best friends. And this was before the era of iPad kids, so we played outside a lot. So when I first moved in that summer, basically all I did for the first couple days was ride my ripstick up and down the sidewalks, back and forth, all day long, because it was the first time I'd lived in a big city, and no longer did I have the free range to just go everywhere I wanted to. Until one summer afternoon, where his mom was sitting on the front porch right across the street and hollered at me to come on over because she saw me wiggling around on this two-wheeled little skateboard thing. Never gave that a chance. We better throw another. Go in. You guys gotta be kidding me. I don't know where that missed. And we lived in a safe enough neighborhood where I didn't feel too scared to go up to this random stranger's house. I mean, after all, it was directly across the street from our house. So after a brief interaction of me showing her some sick moves on the ripstick, she told me that her boys and all the neighborhood kids were playing in the backyard, which I could hear them having fun back there. I knew she wasn't lying. So I made my way to the backyard and was met at the fence by Logan, quickly followed up by his little brother AJ. He looks at me, he says, "Hi, my name's Logan, we're playing war back here. This is my stupid brother AJ, here's your gun," and handed me a plastic rifle. Wow, that fuse flies nothing like the old one. Gosh, that was just not good. And at that point, the brotherhood was birthed, and we were destined to be lifelong friends. This is clearly not the place you want to end up back here. Oh dear. Once again, the retriever comes in clutch. You can make fun of me all you want. Okay, on to the next. So as we got older and we got more curious, we were granted more freedom to explore the neighborhood. I don't remember the specific day when we first stumbled across it, but we found a pond just a few blocks down the street that was surrounded by houses, but also still kind of in the woods. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, that skip was not intentional, but it worked out pretty well. I cannot even fathom the countless hours that we logged at that pond. I mean, every single moment that we had, we were running down there, riding our bikes down there, and exploring, hunting, fishing, doing whatever we could possibly do to catch as many critters as we could, swimming in it, doing whatever, you know, boys being boys. So being young boys from Nebraska, we had nothing better to do than to become the ultimate frog harvesters. It started out very primitive with literally just using our hands and jumping into the water to try to catch these things, which we quickly learned was a lot more difficult than we thought it would be. From there, we graduated to the art of using a fishing pole with a small jig, holding that puppy right out in front of it, and the frog would try to eat it, which was a really cool way to catch them. Cage King is back, baby. But like I said we wanted to be the best, so the fishing poles just weren't gonna cut it. We needed to find a way to extend our range because we had educated the entire bullfrog population. Come on, guys. Gotta putt with some confidence. But the frogs had learned to avoid us and started getting further and further from the bank's edge to make it harder and harder for us to get to them. If you haven't heard of a blowgun, it's an incredibly simple hunting tool. It consists of a hollow tube or pipe and a dart. That is it. Get lucky. But like all things, there was always room for improvement. We started out with very simple darts made of bamboo skewers, then graduated up to some nails, and none of those were giving us quite the lethality that we wanted for ethical harvests of these bullfrogs. So it was time for us to start developing our own homemade broadheads for our blowguns. So after many prototypes, what we had finally came to as the ultimate blow dart solution was about a 10-inch long bamboo skewer with a sticky note wrapped in packing tape cone, and on the tip of that thing was a number 11 X-Acto knife razor blade. Ooh, I just hit the biggest tree possible. So with these new and improved darts, we were unstoppable. There was no frog in that pond that could escape our wrath. I mean, we had range out to probably a good 50 feet with an accurate shot, which was unheard of compared to what we were doing before. We'd finally dialed things in to be the most effective bulldog hunters on the planet. So one warm summer day, while we were on the hunt for some big, fat, juicy bullfrogs, the worst thing that could have ever happened, happened. My stupid friend Logan did the unthinkable. He dropped his dart down the tube, realized that it fell all the way down where he could no longer blow it through, you know? So this idiot turns his tube around and sucks it up, impaling that razor-tipped dart straight into the back of his throat at Mach speeds. This super viscous red liquid was just pouring from his mouth, and he's trying to swallow it and act like he's just fine, but deep down he knew it hurt like hell, and it didn't take long for him to be convinced that it did and to tell me about it. We got to throw the awesome tee shot there, but we've got a entire fraternity behind us, so they decided to just jump right in front and throw off the shorter pad while I was on the back pad, so we're just gonna go ahead and skip this hole. So my buddy Logan is one tough SOB, but the moment you inhale a literal razor blade, things change, and I could see the fear in his eyes very quickly. But as his best friend, I was not about to let him succumb to his weakness. Oh, we were on an absolute heater of bullfrog hunting, and I was not about to stop, so I told him to man up, suck down that blood, and we were gonna keep shooting bullfrogs. Get lucky, get through there. Oh, it's all right, that should be just fine. Like I said, Logan's a tough dude, so when he told me that he was ready to go home and did not want to tough it up and stick this out and keep catching bullfrogs, he was freaking out a little bit. So I had to keep him calm, but I knew it was serious when he was ready to call it quits on the bullfrogs. Oh no. So we made the short walk back home, blood just pooling in this kid's mouth. I mean, you gotta remember, we're like 12 years old, so he's freaking out quite a bit. And I'm telling you, this razor dart impaled him in the back of the throat. I mean, things can't possibly be good. You gotta be kidding me. So as a typical male best friend, I really don't know much details further than that. I don't know if he got stitches. I want to say he did, but the dude had a hole in his throat from a razor blade. I mean, things can't be good from that. His parents were livid, and I think it was mostly just because of how stupid he was to try to start a blowgun. I mean, who even thinks to do that? Oh, and I cut that one way too right. So anyways, the moral of the story is don't inhale razor blades. It's not a good idea. But if you do want to harvest some big fat bullfrogs, a blowgun is a pretty damn good way to do it. The Cage King is back. And with that, that's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.